Welcome to the Gameroom, your weekly, yes, you heard that right now, weekly one-stop shop for all fun things video game related. It's me, your dashingly good-looking host, Michael McLeod. And joining me, as always, is crowd favorite, Dwight Robinson. Say hello, Dwight.
Hey, what's going on?
It's good to see you. It's good to be here, and it's going to be a good day, and it's going to be a good show. Listeners, as you heard from the intro just now, we are going to do the show weekly. And on another bit of news, this will be the last episode on YouTube. If you listen here, we appreciate your support, but the majority of the listens, audience it's on podcasting services, audio only. So this episode will be up. This will be the last one. We'll use the YouTube channel for different stuff down the road. With that being said, Dwight, inquiring minds want to know, what have you been up to the last few weeks?
So, not a whole lot of stuff going on in games, but really quick, just want to introduce my wife, Erica. She's on this episode with me, just for this little bit.
Welcome, Erica.
Thank
It's
you.
been 10 plus years since I've seen you. And when I did see you, it was for 2 minutes. So
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She came to that, GameSpot a couple of times. She was actually,
That's where I saw her.
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly. 'Cause, even though I didn't work there, I was there quite a bit.
Yeah. We definitely had a rotating door of regulars and usual people that came out there. So that was definitely good shit.
I kind of unofficially worked there a little bit. I mean, Matt did pay me for some stuff. We're not going to get into all that though. So
we'll get him on.
We need to get Matt on. Friend of the show,
that.
Matt. He's going to be a fun addition to the show. I'm going to take a stab, just a shot in the dark. Not really, because you told me earlier. Erica is on because you two have been playing It Takes Two.
Right.
A game that me and my wife have already finished. And we're still together.
Bragging.
Miraculously. So,
Yeah.
counseling maybe, but no, I'm just joking.
I mean, yeah.
But no, how's it going? How's it going for you two? Did you finish it? Are you still going? What's up?
So we didn't finish. I don't remember where we stopped at.
The octopus.
The octopus.
We're on the ship, remember?
Yes. Oh yeah. So
we got to the castle.
So it's right after we beat the octopus that was in the water. You have to fight it in a
octopus in the water.
Spoilers. But you're on that minecart ride, that long minecart ride, and then
yes, I remember that.
You get on the boat.
Are you going after the elephant?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're at the...
Yeah. Have you got to the elephant?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
That part's I'm not gonna say anything. That part's pretty good.
Prepare for me to die over and over again.
But yeah, I mean it's pretty good. So I mean, first, since you're the guest, you go ahead. What do you think of the game so far?
Real quick, I'm assuming she's playing as May. I mean, that's how it worked. My wife played as the girl.
Yes.
I mean, that's how it's going here.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
She claimed it immediately. I mean, I would have taken it, but
I noticed there's a lot more like shooting type things as Cody, which is good for my wife because she's like, I'm glad I don't want to have to aim at stuff.
Right.
So.
Yeah, the shooting I'm not a fan of. But I like it. I like how the game's set up so it's split screen, and when one person goes somewhere, the other person doesn't have to follow because that's really not the point of the game. So, because he's always like, oh, let's go over here, and I just want to assess the situation first.
Yeah,
It sounds like the opposite of what we were doing. She was always like, let's go, and I'm like, let's look around the room.
Yeah,
he's always like, okay, it's right here, and I'm like, no, just let me look at it and figure it out for myself. And then I can tell you what to do.
Yeah, I was definitely ready to go. I mean, especially if you see like platforms and shit. It's like, all right, cool. I'm already gone. I'm out. And it's just like, oh, I don't know where I'm supposed to jump at. It's like, all right, let's just go. Let's go.
Yeah, the game does a pretty good job of like subtly telegraphing.
Yeah, like signposting
where you're supposed to go.
Yeah. So So I do appreciate that, and I like how you don't have to collect shit, which is. You hear me complain about that all the time.
I think you said that in the last episode. Like, it's your
all
pet
the time.
peeve.
I hate that.
Yeah. What's the ratio on the games, the little mini games where you have to go against each other?
Now you're about to make her mad again.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, well, no, he won everything. So
everything?
He was cheating, I think.
Okay, to make you feel a little bit better slightly, I lost a few. So
it doesn't make me feel better.
It was an 85% win on my part, probably, but yeah.
I think I lost the tug of war like once, and she didn't believe me. She's like, "Oh, you let me win." It's like, no, this what happened. It's like, "Oh, my finger hurts so much. I know you try to let me win." I'm like, but yeah, she'll get mad. I'll win once, and she's like, "No, let's do it again," and then do it again, and then yeah. But hey, that's just how it is. That's how the cookie crumbles. So, but yeah.
Okay, well, you guys are pretty good into it though. Then, I mean, you're not near the end. I can tell you that much.
Ooh,
God
yay! I'm excited. I don't know. I wish the game could go on and on forever.
You're more than the halfway part, but you're not like right near the end.
Right,
so
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good.
It's reasonably paced and it's a reasonably long game, but it's not like it doesn't overstay its welcome. So I mean, yeah.
I will say though, the one part that I was just like really starting to get annoyed was when you're on the level with the moon monkey. Oh. Yeah. And then you get to those. Okay. You get to this little elevator thing, gravity elevator, yes. And then you have to do like all 3 mini levels until you move to the next, stage or whatever. So we did those. Then we go to the next stage, and then it's like 4 more actually. And then it's just like, oh my god! I felt like the game slowed down so much right at that part.
There's a lot of spots like that where it's just like, okay, I get what you're doing. It's still fun. Yeah. But this is where the length of the game is coming from. Yeah, no, I get you.
All the random gameplay shit was pretty dope too. I like that. I like the little Street Fighter section when you had to fight the I don't even remember.
Yeah, May has to fight the squirrel, right?
Yeah, I had to fight the squirrel, and I'm like, see, I'm flying, and then I'm watching her at the same time, so I'm like crashing into shit, trying to see what she was doing or whatever.
It was just button mashing.
So it was the opposite, yeah. Opposite with my wife. She wanted to, like, pay attention to what I was doing. It's like, don't worry about me.
Yeah,
it's like, you worry about you.
Yeah.
All right, so overall, though, positive.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Game of the year? I think it's one of my favorite games I've played. I don't play a whole lot of games, so, But
yeah. What do you normally like to play?
I like racing games.
So when you say racing games, you talking about Gran Turismo or
like what's that one that I like? Burnout.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah, Burnout. Was it Burnout and like Mario Kart or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Not bad.
And like Sudoku and stuff.
Yeah.
I need to get you on Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah,
up your game a little bit.
I don't think she's even.
My wife's been playing it again, and she's almost done. She's at like 120 hours, and I don't get it because I finished the entire thing, extra content and all, in 50 something. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, I don't see how that's possible.
It's taking so long.
I haven't.
I know she's putzing, but that's what she does with that sort of thing.
Yeah, I haven't gotten back yet.
Shame on you. It's a damn shame.
But yeah.
All right. Well, cool. What else has been going on, Erica? Have you been playing anything else? Are you joining in any more of this?
No.
Do we need to let you go? Or you I don't want to push you away, but I don't want to keep you any longer than you want to be here.
Thank you. So. No, I don't really play a whole lot of games unless it's with Dwight. We did try the Ring Fit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You mentioned that last week that you got that. How was that? I have one myself, and I mean, how was y'all's experience?
It's hard to like some of the exercises they want you to do. I'm like, how do you want me to do that with this thing? But it's okay. It is tiring. I didn't expect it.
It's very tiring. It's a quick reminder of how out of shape you are.
Right. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. We got to. Well, you got to. I saw that it was only one player. That's kind of disappointing, but whatever. I figured it'd be kind of like...
You'd probably end up smacking somebody if it was 2-player. Yeah. I would just be real. So someone would hit someone.
I figured, it wouldn't be, simultaneous 2-player because you'd need like another ring and all that. But I figured it would be kind of like the Wii Fit where you could pass it around and stuff. But because you have the little leg thing too, you can't really do that very easily. So.
Oh, yeah. And that leg thing. I have some big thighs and that thing does not fit.
Yeah, I got some tree trunks too. I mean, it fits. But, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah,
it's not ideal.
I mean, it looked pretty good. I didn't play it, but it looked fun.
Yeah, it was all right. Not my favorite.
It's a Breath of the Wild engine, I believe.
It looks like
game.
it.
So
definitely looks like it.
It is. Yeah. I mean, that's what my wife was looking at it. She hasn't played it yet, but I'm just like, she's like, that looks like Breath of the Wild. I'm like, yeah, it does. There's a reason.
Another thing that Breath of the Wild invented, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. Along with what did we come up with? Cooking.
Yeah,
and eating.
Eating to get buffs in Resident Evil.
We were all starving before Breath of the Wild.
We
discovered stuffing things into this mouth hole. It just gives us energy. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let Erica go, and then I guess we'll go on from there.
Continue on.
I'll let y'all talk about your real stuff now.
The Escamades. Erica, nice to have you.
Bye.
Come back anytime. Okay, I'm also seeing Second Extinction on your list. I downloaded this on Game Pass Game Preview, correct?
Yes. Yep.
I downloaded this as well. Mm-hmm. I also only played it for like 5 minutes, and I was like, "Fuck this game."
Yeah, exactly.
But I imagine you've played more than I did.
I did. I gave
10
it.
minutes?
I tried to give it a fair
minutes?
shake. I played until I died, which is probably about 20, 30 minutes or something like that. The thing is,
okay, better than me.
the game is obviously set up as like a multiplayer game, a co-op game. I was playing by myself, and then
I was too.
I should have. I don't know. I should have went online or something, or which I don't know. But playing by yourself is really hard because nothing's really set up for just one person to do it. You know, you need somebody else because you only have one weapon, and that weapon is just not useful all the time. So you need somebody else to be able to use their weapon and their skills and everything. It's like trying to do Left 4 Dead by yourself. You know,
I mean,
if you didn't have AI partners,
I usually do.
If you didn't have AI partners and you're just
if you didn't have AI partners, it would be impossible.
Like that's crazy. So that's pretty much what this game is like. I mean, the setup is pretty nice. It's Left 4 Dead, except for the map is more open. It's less scripted.
It's very open.
Yeah, it's super open. You're basically just like dropped into this, big open map. But there's, waypoints and different areas where it actually pops up with like new little mini objectives, like as you're walking along in the map. Which I thought that was interesting.
Okay.
It's a well-made game. It looks good. It plays well. The shooting feels good, but it's just...
I'm hearing a but, yeah.
Yeah. It's just a big, open, co-op
it's still a game preview,
thing.
So we'll give it that as its excuse right now. How about that?
Yeah. It's a good game, but it's definitely not what I'm trying to play. So, yeah, after I died, I was just like, yeah, I'm good. And I just deleted it.
Yep. And it looks like after you died, you moved on to another Left 4 Dead-esque game.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
much better game, in my opinion, at least. So.
Yeah, I think so, too. So, Zombie Army 4, I think I played Zombie Army 2 or 3 at some point some years ago, just like the demo or something.
I have the trilogy on Xbox, so...
Yeah, and so, it was all right, but I wasn't really super impressed with it. But I played this one. I don't know what it is, but it just clicked. Like, it is pretty damn good. And it's basically Left 4 Dead... except for it's third person. There's a lot more different, skills and everything that you can do. And all these like skills or specials or whatever usually go off of like a meter that fills up as you get kills. Like for pistol, you get 10 kills, and then you can do like the pistol special or whatever, which gives you like 3 mark and execute targets or whatever for the pistol and everything. So it's dope. I like the melee executions and all that kind of stuff.
I need to get back to this. I'd be remiss to not bring up Strange Brigade.
Yeah,
as the other game that's it's the same people. It's Rebellion.
Yeah.
So
it's really similar to that.
I really hope they make another one of those, because this Zombie Army and that, they feel almost identical.
Yeah.
Except for it's just the setting's different. That's really the only difference.
It's very similar, and I do like the little Sniper Elite. Sniper slowdown, zoom in.
Yeah,
shots
it does have that.
So it's a good game, and I think it's worth playing even if you only play solo. It doesn't give you any AI partners, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's really just you by yourself.
Strange Brigade doesn't either. I will say this game is pretty much free. It's free on Game Pass. Right.
Yeah.
And it was free on PlayStation Plus like last month or the month before. Mm-hmm. If you're interested. You probably have an option to play this for free, right. So I would give it a shot.
And the performance is spot on, which is like
it's super spot on.
That's what I always go for. So it's really good. definitely recommend that. So the other two here are more strategy type games. So Armello, you ever played Armello?
Is that some stuff I would buy from the H Mart to put on my toast? I'm just messing with you.
So it popped up. It's one of the free Games for Gold games for this month.
Yeah, it's the Games for Gold. We'll talk about that later.
I've seen this, and I kind of like passed it by in the store like a couple of times. Never really looked into what it was. It's kind of weird, the setup, but it's like a D&D board game, and it's more literal than like a lot of other strategy games, because you actually have dice rolls. You actually have like a board, and you move from like square to square. They're actually not square. They're all octagons. Octagons or hexagons.
It's D&D, but digital.
They're all hexagons,
practically.
Yeah, so it's basically you have to. The goal of each board, I guess, there's like a couple different win conditions, but then there's other pieces that are moving with you, and then there's all these different. There's different cards, and there's all these different systems working, in and out. So it's pretty complicated. I wouldn't say it's overly complicated, but it was a lot.
So that sounds overly complicated for me.
It was a lot. And then I started playing it. I mean, I like how it looks. I like the art style, but I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to put a whole lot of time into this. I just did like one board, and then I was like, yeah, okay, I'm done, and I just deleted that too.
I got my fill.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Games with Gold and Game Pass are kind of for. Right. I mean, realistically.
But if you like that kind of game, listeners, I'm sure it's definitely worth a try. It's free for right now. So, but yeah, the next one though, Other Side, I really like this one. So I normally like the XCOM.
Is that on? What is that on?
That is, I think I just bought that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He actually purchased a thing.
So I bought this one. I think it was on sale. Don't quote me on that. Might have to get like a live correction for that. But anyway, I remember seeing this last year when it was first coming out. I saw like the initial trailer, and it just looked really good. I love the look of this game. Everything is red, white, and black. It has like some sort of like early 2000s new metal theme or whatever, which I thought was. I mean, it was pretty unique. Not everybody really has that, so I thought that was pretty nice. And then the gameplay is pretty much XCOM, but with melee weapons. So melee XCOM. The weird thing,
how does that work?
It's
this is XCOM like very much based on like you being in cover,
like in range and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's how it's similar to XCOM is that it has that same kind of you have enough AP to go. So when you're doing movement, there's like 2 levels of movement. If you move to the first level, then you have enough AP to actually do an action. If you move 2 levels, then you can move a lot farther, but then you don't have enough AP to do an action or whatever. And of course, you can do like Overwatch style attacks or whatever, where if anybody goes in your field of view during their turn, then you'll automatically do that attack on them or whatever, just like an XCOM. How it's different though is that you can't post up and cover. I mean, you have melee weapons, so you can't really do that. That and you can blindside people. Like if somebody's locked in combat, another character, you can have them move in behind somebody and do a backstab or flank them and all sorts of stuff like that. But yeah, there's only 3 classes though, as far as I've seen. Maybe it unlocks more later, but even in like the poster, if you ever look it up for Other Side, there's just a swordswoman and like a shield and lance chick, and then like one with dual guns, which is the support person. So yeah, I mean, I've only played a little bit, but I'm loving it so far. I love the look of this thing.
I've never even heard of this before. I know I said that already, but it's like you've got me curious at this point.
Once I get more into this, I'll probably I have more to say about it, but right now I'm just going off of like pretty much just like looks and like the first impressions. Looks amazing. Sounds pretty amazing too. The story is super pretentious though. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. and it's like super
now you know
vague.
how I feel about fucking what's that game that I think is super pretentious that everyone loves and I Horizon Zero
Dawn. So it's in a way where it doesn't tell you anything, and everybody speaks in this super cryptic, poetic way or whatever, and they're like, oh, we have to fight the other to quell the darkness and blah blah. And I'm like, look, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but this looks dope as shit, so I'll keep playing.
I don't know what's happening, but it's all right. I'm cool with it.
So yeah, I definitely recommend it.
That's
more impressions later. That's pretty much what I had. Well, actually, really quick. So besides,
it better not be.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Besides that, I do have. So I bought a new hard drive to store my shit on, which I've been wanting to do for a while.
Yeah. Okay. I want to know what.
So I found something else to complain about on PS5 because of that.
Of course.
But
we're gonna make it a segment every week.
So originally on my One X, I had replaced the internal drive with a 2 terabyte hard drive on my One X, and then I had that's a long story, and you can't just throw one in there. You got to do some other shit. But anyways, and then I got an external hard drive, but it was just like a basic, spinning platters hard drive, Yeah. So I used that, and it was 1 terabyte, and it was great. I had like 3 terabytes of stuff, and I was good. But then when I went to the Series X, it only has 1 terabyte on the inside, and then I had that external. So I was like, you know what? I want to get an external SSD because it's going to be a lot faster. And I'm watching the stuff from Digital Foundry and everything. I was like, all right, well, I want to get an internal SSD or an external SSD. So I get that, but I got 1 terabyte, and I thought that was going to be fine. And I was an idiot. I should have gotten 2 terabytes in the fucking first place, and I did not. So I did that, and my Xbox has just been full, since then. But I had put the hardware drive, the basic hard drive on the PS5, because I really wasn't going to be. I don't have as much PS4 games on that. That and I don't really. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of backwards compatible stuff on there anyway. Besides PS4 games. Mm-hmm. So
most of the stuff I'm playing on PS5, except for something this week, actually is a PS4 game.
Right. Yeah. So it's just PS4 stuff. So I mean, I didn't need as much space. Basically, was what I was getting to, and then So then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm tired of dealing with this shit because both my drives are filled up on Xbox, and I was tired of having to shuffle stuff around. So I got a new drive. I got a 2 terabyte Crucial drive. Which I said something to you. I was complaining about that because it says 2 terabytes on Amazon, and I opened the damn thing up and it says 2,000 gigabytes. So anybody out there should know that is not 2 terabytes. 2 terabytes is 2,048. They jipped me out of fucking 48 megabytes. So,
bitches.
But yeah, so set that up on the Xbox, and now on Xbox you can plug in multiple drives. And then it'll say, hey, you want to format this? I'm like, yeah, I'll do. And it's like, all right, cool. Formats it. Boom. They all show up. And I start immediately copying stuff over from the, from the old drive to the new drive. Now, once I've finished that and I have everything on my new drive, then I take the old drive, which is the 1 terabyte SSD. Now I'm transferring that to the PS5. And I want to move all my old HDD stuff onto the SSD. You can't hook up 2 external drives to the PS5 at the same time. It only sees one of them. So
why?
I don't fucking know. Ask Sony. Get Kazuraya back on the phone or whatever. Even though I don't even think he's even up there anymore. Yeah, get his ass back on the phone and figure that shit out. Or Mark Cerny, actually. Yeah, Mark Cerny. But yeah, so it doesn't see them both. Plus, you have to
get Kaz regardless.
You constantly have to keep saying, safely remove drive or whatever. So what I have to do now is copy the games one by one onto my internal drive, then disconnect it, then connect my new one, and then move those on. But the thing is, I can only do a couple of them at a time. Because PS5 games does a stupid shit where it overinflates the size of the files or whatever, just so you can put them on there. So I'm moving 3 or 4 games at a time from the internal to the other drive, then unplugging that and going back and putting the other drive on, and then I'm still not done. And my Xbox shit was done
You might as well just reinstall everything.
Yesterday.
Well, I don't know.
I moved almost 2 terabytes of games on my Xbox, and that shit was done yesterday. And I'm still fucking around with the 400 gigs that I had on my PS5.
Wow.
So fuck that. Y'all need to fix that shit. But yeah, that's my rant on the
that's your weekly PlayStation. What the hell?
Jesus God.
I feel like there's one of those new every week. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'll be glad once all that shit is moved. I'm actually right after we finish recording this, I'm gonna have to finish that up.
I don't actually know what I'm gonna do after we finish this. I got Resident Evil today, and I did start it for like 5 minutes just to see if it worked. Because I actually tried to download the demo. I played the demo on Series X, Series S, and I don't know if I told you, but I'm getting the game on PC. Yeah, I tried to get the demo on PC and it just fucking wouldn't work.
Really?
And that kind of scared me. I was like, why won't you work? Because I've already kind of paid for the game on PC, so...
Yeah, that would suck.
Thankfully, though, when the actual game, once I got installed, it booted up and it ran, and it was like, okay, thank God. Because I mean, that happened with Star Wars Squadrons. Like, it played, and then I played it for like 20 minutes, and never again. It just, I don't know why. It just will not work now at all.
Once you get your...
If I were more PC savvy, I could probably figure it out, but I'm not. I'm not that guy.
Once you get your VR headset working, you should definitely try to take another crack at it.
Yeah. I just got to get the VR up and done, but whatever it is. So that's it for you, right?
Yeah. Oh, and that old physical drive, I'm gonna put that on my Wii U and finish setting that up for homebrew and stuff.
I have a 320 gigabyte hard drive on my Wii U.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna use it for, because that thing's slow as shit anyway, so it's not gonna do anything with SSD. There is one thing I do want to say about the PS5. Though.
It is insanely slow. So.
The PS5 has a USB-C port on the front. I hate that it's on the front, but it has a USB-C port, which the Xbox does not. I have a USB-C to C cable for my drive, and it is much faster transferring data because of that. Much faster. So that is good.
Okay.
So it makes it a little better, transferring shit back and forth.
A little more manageable.
So I don't know why they didn't put one on Xbox. I'm still kind of mad about that.
Well, maybe they'll have a redesign eventually. I remember reading something earlier this week, and where they're already talking about a PS5 redesign, which is crazy.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I don't get that. Like, people don't even have.
I didn't put that in the news because it's just like there's not enough info to talk about.
Yeah, that's some serious hearsay right now.
It is what it is. So yeah, I guess for me this week, I did get some PlayStation 5 stuff in. I actually have been playing it on quite a bit. I didn't write this on the list. I've been playing Root Letter, or Root Film.
Okay,
we talked about last week. I'm almost done with the game. I tried to beat it before the episode. I'm not gonna really talk about it. I'm almost done. I'll talk about it next week.
Gotcha, that'll work.
But I literally have 2 chapters left, and I'm done. So I will have that finished by next week. But I got Returnal in via Gamefly. Thank you, Gamefly. A lot of people bitch about Gamefly. Like, I don't ever get the games I want. It's like, you don't know how to work it right. I always get the games I want, but whatever. I'm not going to give you my secret. You should figure it out. I'll give you off camera, but I'm not giving the listeners. Should be pretty obvious what you should have to do, I did to get what you want.
I did try to get Return. I have Returnal and Demon Souls coming in from Gamefly. They said they shipped them like 3 days ago, and I still haven't seen anything from them yet.
They take a couple days to get there. The shipping's not super fast, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. Returnal, though, I love playing Returnal.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it, and I'm probably never going to buy it. It's the weirdest situation. It's a game I'm really enjoying, but it has just enough shit in it. I'm just like cussing up a storm in this episode. It has just enough stuff in it, though, where I'm just like, this is not a thing. The only way I can stop playing this game is if I die and just give up, or if I just fucking give up and turn the thing off. The lack of a save feature...
Yeah, the save
feature. Or the lack of a checkpoint system kills it for me.
So many people have said the same thing. I'm actually, as you're saying this, I'm looking at this review from Indie Diverse Games that says, a gorgeous, incredible game you should not buy.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun to play, too. It's a roguelike. It's a third-person shooter roguelike with a lot of really unique elements in it. The weapons are fantastic. The visuals although not as good as I originally thought, are really good. Particle effects are insane. The environment is very samey, and that's another thing too. The environment is very samey most of the way through, and it changes every time you, like, if you die and you come back, the environment's different. So it's new, it's fresh. It's still using a lot of the same assets, though.
Right.
You could easily get lost, but the map system is very generous, so it's easy to follow the map. I do love the enemies' designs; they're awesome. Like I said, there's so much good stuff, and I hate the fact that I'm just.
Yeah.
I was gonna immediately buy it after playing it. I was like, this is gonna be a thing, and then after playing it a little bit longer, I'm just like, this is killing it for me. And I had a feeling it was going to ahead of time once I read some reviews. But yeah, I'm not the type of person to sit there for 3-4 hours playing games.
I'm definitely not that person either. It looks great,
Maybe if I was a teenager, and that was my thing. Right. But nah, I don't.
Yeah, without it,
it's a great rental.
Without saving it all. I mean, even I remember Demon Souls on PS3. You could kind of game the system because there is no save, but if you die, it saves. And if you leave or quit, it saves. But there's no, there's no like manual save or anything. So what I would do,
but that doesn't reset your progress when you do that. Yeah. That's the thing. Like if you die in Returnal, all your weapons and shit are gone. Now, mind you, there are some permanent buffs you keep, like any roguelike, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, that
that's just what it comes down to. So, with that being said, if they add in the option, which I'm thinking as many people are complaining about it, I would do that. I'd add a save feature, but
I think
maybe in a patch.
Yeah, I think they should do it more like Demon Souls or so, where if you if you quit, it saves or whatever, but it's not.
Yeah, that's fine. Good. Just do something like that. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but
yeah, I would hate to lose all that that progress.
That's what I'm saying. Like I just can't do it. That being said, if they do that, I'm in.
Right.
I'll buy it.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to take. So I'm hoping they'll do that. Other new release, new Pokemon Snap. I haven't put that much time into, but I have played, and it is enjoyable. If you like Pokemon Snap, this is just Pokemon Snap, but prettier.
Snap's gonna snap.
The frame rate, yeah, the frame rate is kind of jacked. It's a very gorgeous looking game.
That's kind of, that's interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Nintendo game, so it's not like super noticeable, but there are some chuggy moments in there. It's acceptable though. I will say that.
That's surprising.
I'm enjoying it though, and I'll get back to it. I'm not.
Yeah, especially since you're literally on rails.
Exactly, but I mean, there's just so much stuff going on, and it's definitely the best looking Pokemon game. So those are the two new releases. I was playing Shenmue 3 a while back on PC. There's like 2 episodes back. I started that because of that mod where they added in Eric Kelso, and I forget the other guy's name.
God.
But they added the voice actors.
Wow.
So I
Kelso, you mean I can't believe I can't remember his damn name. Ashton
Kutcher. Eric Kelso is the guy's name.
The other guy, yeah. The guy with the glasses.
Eric Kelso is a voice actor in Shenmue. Yeah. He's actually a voice actor in a lot of games, but he's a voice actor in Shenmue, and they added him back into a game via a mod.
Gotcha.
I think we reported on that a few weeks ago, but I was playing it, and I beat it again, so I beat it on PC just now. So not just now, but just the other day. That game is it's good. I could definitely see why it did not get a lot of new fans though. Like I still love it.
You gotta love it through the jank, which is
there was a lot of it. There's a lot of it. I mean, it's solidly built, but there's a lot of like padding. It's like padding. It's just I don't know. Maybe it is padding.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
lot of running back and forth. A lot of like just little things where I knew the solution already. Right. Like I know what I need to do, but the character doesn't know what he needs to do, and I'm just like, bro, just go ask this one guy this question. But no, he won't. Yeah, I would skip half this plot right here. So
that's me in Caravan Stories right now. I still love it through the jank though, but
It's enjoyable. I mean, if you're a Shenmue fan, you're going to enjoy this. If you're not a Shenmue fan, it's not going to convince you. I do think, and I remember reading this in an old Yu Suzuki interview. They say Shenmue 3 is like for Shenmue fans, and if he does make a Shenmue 4, which he does plan to, it'll be more mainstream. It'll be probably more like a Yakuza game. That's not what he said in per se, but I would imagine it won't be like a Shenmue game. It'll be more of a contemporary take on it.
It's interesting that he didn't do that this time, you know?
I agree, but I think because the fans funded it, he wanted to make a Shenmue game.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Don't know. I don't know. I still enjoyed it. I mean, I played through the whole thing 3 times at this point. Hey, what are you going to do? My first time on PC, it runs well on PC. It looks better. There's a lot of like optimization issues though. Like I would have loading stutter sometimes, and I'm like, I know my computer is more than capable of loading this, no problem. Whatever though. And lastly, second to lastly, other game I beat this week. Look at me beating games. This was on last episode. I talked about playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 on the Wii. And it was some bullshit. And I ordered the PS2 version. The PS2 version I played all the way through.
Oh, shit.
And it is actually pretty damn good. I could recommend. It has some very bad frame rate problems. I mean, I'm talking like 10 to 15 frames in some areas. Like, shit starts to fly on the screen, it turns into a slideshow. It does not look as good as the Wii version, which is weird because you'd figure...
I'm sure it was pushing that PS2 hard as shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's running on the same engine as Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1. That's why I wanted to play this. If you're a fan of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and you thought 2 got a little weird and you're like, it wasn't the same. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 on the Wii and PS2, it's just Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 again with different levels, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played the only one I've personally played is the 360 version.
I mean, that's the only one I'd played up until this point. But I thought they were just the same, just weaker graphics. No, they're different games.
Well, that's good to know.
It's like playing Chaos Theory on PS2 and playing it on Xbox. Yeah. It's technically the same game, but not the same game at all. So I did go all the way through that. No more retro stuff this week. I did pop in a few things here and there. Actually, I've been going with a lot of stuff, but unlike last week where I had a million games going and couldn't decide what I wanted to play, I've actually been pretty focused. I did play some Nier. I'm not going to get into that. I haven't got far enough. Judgment, same deal. In the last game, we talked about this last week. You were in a burnout mood.
Yeah.
And you played Inertial Drift, I think it was called.
Yeah, Inertial Drift, yep.
Look at me. And I mentioned Dangerous Driving and how it's like, I'm going to give that a shot. It's not available for digital purchase, at least not that I could find.
Really?
You have to buy a disc.
Holy shit.
Yeah, could not find it. I think it's I think it might be on Steam, but it's not on. At least it's not on Xbox Store. At least I couldn't find it. I don't know.
Did they delist it? I wonder if they did.
I think it's delisted somehow. So at GameStop, it's $30 for a used copy on PS4 and a $20 for a used copy on Xbox One, which is high for a independently published racing game.
Right.
And I didn't know this at the time until I looked into it. This is actually made by a lot of the same people that worked on Burnout.
See, this is what I was waiting for then. This is the game that I want to play.
Don't get too excited. So I was hanging out with a buddy of mine, friend of the show, Kia, yesterday, and I actually picked this up yesterday. We get back, this is like, all right, I friggin' want a Burnout game. We popped it in.
Holy shit, it's not on there.
It does play like Burnout. It does not feel like Burnout. I feel like you'd have to get used to the controls. The drifting's really weird.
Okay.
It's still fine, but it's obviously a Burnout clone. A very weird thing, though, and maybe I didn't even know this was an option. You probably do. I didn't know this was a thing. There's no in-game music.
What?
No in-game music. Outside of the menus, like, you drive, there's no music.
What in the hell is that?
But there is a Spotify. You can use the Spotify app link.
Oh, okay.
That's what they. But There's no in-game music though at all, which is weird. It's like no option. That's the only option.
You know, it is really weird, but when you think about the older Burnout games, I'm actually cool with that. Because I remember Burnout 3 Takedown and Burnout Revenge.
I mean, I did that.
I did exactly that. And when I played on the original Xbox,
I played like heavy metal, like Slipknot and stuff, like because I thought that was good driving.
They had EA tracks at those times, so it was just like whatever 2000s bullshit was on the radio. I replaced that shit immediately. I had actually on mine. I had Ludacris "Move, Bitch, Get Out the Way" on mine.
There you go. That's the number one driving angry song.
I had all Luda CDs at that time, but yeah, it's. So if they do that, they just plug you straight into Spotify. Then they already know what the fuck is going on.
So I mean, that's what it is. It feels very budgety. I'm not gonna try to front it that it's not. If I'd have paid more than $20, I would have been
right.
Most of them are race modes. It says it comes with a crash mode. Like I forget what the other mode is called. Of course, I don't have it in front of me because that would be helpful. Mm-hmm. But it's comes with its main game called Dangerous Driving, and it says it comes with another one, which is what you were probably thinking about last week because you're like, isn't that just a crash mode? It comes with that game.
Danger Zone, I think it was called.
Danger Zone 2, I think it was for some reason. But yeah, it came with that as well. That downloaded.
So it was a separate game. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it uses the same situation with the Spotify whatever with Danger Zone 2 with the music.
That's such a weird cheap out though.
I had okay, and the crash mode. Your car does not like flip; it just goes straight up. So the physics are so wrong in that crash mode. Mm-hmm. It's not great. When I say I've never laughed so hard in recently, I've not laughed this hard in years as I did yesterday. We're playing this crash mode, and we're just laughing at how janky this thing is. And I can't really hear the music. I have the Sega playlist on Spotify, so that's what's playing, and it's playing Daytona USA, which is enjoyable for a racing
Daytona.
game. Yeah. It's great. But then it gets, it's done with that song, and it's playing like a Taco Bell ad in the back, and it's just a little weird because I don't have Spotify Premium.
Oh my god.
And then it gets quiet, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever. It must be on a quiet song. We're doing this crash mode, and like cars are like blowing up, and like shit's just happening. And then I just hear the Shenmue theme start, and I'm just like, dude, I lost it. I had not laughed that hard. I had tears coming out of my eyes. This music does not fucking fit at all.
Oh my god.
It was so great. It's kind of a so bad it's good sort of. I had a lot of fun, but I don't say it's a good game.
You're hearing it here first on this podcast. I just looked up on their website for 3 Fields Entertainment. That's the name of these guys apparently. Dangerous Driving 2 is in development and it's coming out at some point, according to this website.
At some point. Yeah. Could be in the past, could be in the future.
It should be.
We never know.
It's funny because it doesn't mention PS5 or Series X in the list of systems it's coming out for. So that just tells you that they're probably not even working on this shit anymore. Because they say, oh, it's definitely coming out. And it's probably been a while since they last updated this.
I'm not sure. It took a little bit to track this game down. None of the GameStops near me had it. Luckily, Kia wanted to go get some Korean food yesterday, which put us in Buford. So I was able to find a GameStop nearby that had it.
Holiday 2020 was when this was supposed to release, according to the website.
Okay, well maybe they're still working on it.
Yeah, it's not Holiday 2020 anymore.
Well, there was this thing going on last year.
Yeah, this one thing.
Down a little bit.
Yeah, that one thing.
It's a little obstacle last year. So
I'm interested to find out what the hell happened to Dangerous Driving. I like why they delisted. It's definitely, absolutely delisted. So this is my interest.
I didn't know if I was just like not finding it or something. Maybe I was just being dumb. It's happened. Dumb things happen. But
really weird.
That's been it for me. We've been ranting for quite a while. Listeners, when we get back, we're going to go over the news. Stick with us.
Yep.
And we're back with the news after one take. the first take didn't really take. P-break has been accomplished, and we feel better.
Yes.
So. Light news this week, but a few little things going on. I have articles for all of these if you want to chime into any of them, but yeah. First going, PlayStation 5 is outpacing PlayStation 4 in sales, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Considering
still a lot of people
who has a PlayStation 5.
Yeah. Still a lot of people don't have. I wonder if they're just talking about sell-through to stores, or are they talking about PS5s in hand?
I'm not sure. The article, this from IGN, this is, you can get it anywhere, but this is off IGN. PlayStation 5 has sold 7.8 million units its first fiscal year, and that ended in March 31st. PS4's first fiscal year was 7.6.
That's weird.
I mean, mind you, it's not a lot difference. I remember PS4s being hard to get.
Yeah. There's usually a period of them being hard to get for any system launching, but this has been super.
I got the
extended.
PS4 day one.
Yeah.
I got the PS4 day. I mean, I got the PS5 day one, but because I actually was going to get Xbox day one, but remember what was that guy's name? The guy everyone hates.
The guy.
You know that guy. You can play an Xbox 360 if you don't have internet connection. That dick. So I forget his name. That's gonna bug me. But either way, that kind of Don Matrick. Yeah. He kind of pushed me to buy a PS4 instead of an Xbox One at the beginning. That's how detriment he was to the Xbox brand name. Mind you, I'm not a fanboy one way or the other. I was definitely going to get both, but I could only afford one at the time, and it was going to be an Xbox One. But I was like, yeah, F that guy.
I think I got mine a year later, a year after launch or something like that.
The Xbox One or the PS4?
Xbox One, and then I got a PS4 a year after that. So I didn't have my PS4 for too long, actually.
I got the PS4 day one with Assassin's Creed and a camera.
And
I got the Xbox One when the Halo Master Chief bundle came out.
That's around the time I got mine, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty early on. And then almost right after, I got an Xbox One S almost immediately after. So as soon as that came out, I was like, man, that looks so much better.
I should have waited.
And it did. I should have waited, but hey, it is what it is. So the price we pay to be on top. So there's some interesting things in here, though. Not only does it as outpacing PS4 sales, but in a weird sort of thing, there's a breakdown. So that's Sony Games and Network Services. That's $25 billion in revenue. Hardware sales makes up about 20% of that. Mm-hmm. Digital software sales is about 21%, which is pretty high for digital software. Add-on content is their biggest revenue boost. 34% of that
really
is through add-on content and microtransactions.
Okay, well, then that makes sense because they're making that even off the free games. So,
that's the point. That's due to free-to-play games, Fortnite stuff like that.
Stories, yeah, all those.
What hurts, though, what really hurts, 5% of the revenue is physical media.
Wow.
So actual disc-based game, 5%, versus the 21% digital. The PlayStation peripherals, controllers, cameras, headphones, that's more than physical games.
Wow.
That was at 6%.
That's funny.
More people bought controllers than discs.
Yeah.
That's nuts to me.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is. I haven't bought, a physical game in the longest time.
I know a lot of people, myself included, we like having our discs.
Yeah, but there's a lot.
But it just shows the majority.
Yeah, the majority don't really care, and they're lazy as fuck.
Yeah. You think that's what it is? You think it comes down to I don't want to get off the couch and
that's half of it for me. I hate having to get off the couch and then you take the game out the fucking package and then you put it in the thing and then you start it up and then when you want to change it you got to take it back out and then put it in another thing and then they get all mixed up and
you make it all sound so horrible.
It's just like those commercials where they have all the Tupperware falling out of the cabinets and shit. It's it's such a hassle.
Oh, it's all black and white. Are you tired? I'm switching your game.
Yeah, that's me. Anytime I'm trying to get the game out, and they're all
infomercial.
Falling out of the cabinets. I'm like, it's such a hassle or whatever. Yeah, I hate that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It never really bothered me. I say that, And yesterday, again, for the show, Kia was over, and we were going to play some Samurai Showdown because he wanted to see it on Series X. Could not find the disc anywhere, so we couldn't.
Yeah, see? Well, you know.
I found it eventually, but I was just like, where the hell did I put this game? Yeah. It was
especially now when you have to download it to the damn thing anyway. So it's not like on 360 or whatever where you could play the game without having to download something first. Like, you have to download something or install something regardless. So it's just like, there's no... Besides the fact that you have a physical thing in your hand, there's no other upside. So I was just like...
Yeah. Well, I mean, some games, like Dangerous Driving, we talked about earlier.
Yeah, that's a weird case, yeah.
I would even say, though, like, when I put the disc in there, there was like 300 megs on that disc, and like the rest of it was a digital download. It was just downloading it. It was an unlock key. It was a physical unlock key.
That's crazy.
Sunset Overdrive. Have you played it?
Yes, I have it.
You actually have a copy? I don't actually have a physical copy.
On my Xbox.
You have a digital copy. That's right. We're going all back to that. We're circling around.
But yeah.
I don't have a physical copy of Sunset Overdrive. That needs to be rectified. But
it's a pretty good game. And I remember at the time I was surprised that Insomniac made it for Xbox. So
I need to get that on PC. The reason I bring that up in a roundabout way is let's see. That was released on PC in 2018. In 2019, PlayStation acquired Insomniac. And recently, that was when was that? April 26th, Sony acquires, let's see, it's April 26th. Okay, so 2019, Sean Layden acquires that a possibility of Sunset Overdrive 2 is possible on PlayStation since they've acquired it.
Ooh, years later, yay.
And then years later, and this was recently, so this is April 26th, Sunset Overdrive is trademarked by Sony. No announcements, but this does kind of seem like there's going to be Sunset Overdrive coming to PlayStation. And maybe, if it were me, I mean, it's not, but if it were me, I'd announce Sunset Overdrive 2 and have a remaster of Sunset Overdrive 1 coming. So, I'd be all about that, though. I never actually finished that game, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah, Insomniac had a weird little run before they got bought by PlayStation again.
It's like they didn't really know where they wanted to be.
Yeah, you remember Fuse?
Didn't really know what they wanted to do.
You remember the game they had on 360, Fuse?
Oh, yeah, Fuse.
Yep, that used to be called...
I forgot that was Insomniac. I remember the game.
I remember seeing the original trailer when it was still Overstrike, and I was like, Insomniac is making a fucking shooter? A co-op shooter? Really? And then they changed the name to Fuse, and I was like, all right. You know who published that game? EA published that.
No, that sounds about right.
That's how low Insomniac sank before they made, Sunset Overdrive and started, they got back on track. They made a damn 360 era co-op shooter with gray characters and had it published by EA. Let that sink in for a little bit. I should tell you listeners that, it can always get better. No matter what.
Yes, exactly. No matter what can happen, Sony can always purchase your soul.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. What else have I got here? Nintendo has its biggest financial year ever. As of last year, I guess. Everyone was stuck at home, so I mean...
I'm shocked. Shocked at this news.
Shocker. Profits are up 88%. Net sales, 28.8 Nintendo Switch units were sold last year.
Yeah.
Which brings the total Nintendo Switch units to $84.5.
That's a lot.
$billion. Let's see. That is a super lot.
People like them. Something that I actually learned recently about that. But so there's a lot of the legal battle between Apple and Epic right now. It's getting really messy. I'm not gonna get.
Yeah. That was some stuff that was in the news too. I didn't put it in here because we try to stay quiet. But anyway, continue on.
So,
I probably know what you're going to
say. Not getting into the super details, but it came out that Microsoft has never made any money, or made a profit, I should say, on hardware.
Yeah.
Which
I didn't expect they did.
I knew that they sold them out at a loss. And I mean, everybody sells them at a loss at first, but they never turned a profit. Like, eventually, or...
I thought maybe Xbox One S's.
Yeah.
Xbox One S's don't make a profit? That's what I'm surprised
I was surprised
really,
about that. I thought that, to me, the 360 especially, I would have thought turned a profit on hardware.
True.
The original Xbox, that lost them a lot of money, just in general. But the 360, I thought they streamlined it enough. But apparently, the whole three red rings thing must have messed that up. Because it probably would have.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because it was on the market for like almost a decade, and they had all these revisions. But so that was weird to me. And then Nintendo focuses a lot on hardware and like software as opposed to, digital sales and things like that and services and whatnot. Which, I mean, everybody already knows they don't really focus on services. Nintendo Online is $20, so they don't really care.
Exactly. Well, and it's a $20 experience, to be fair.
Right. Yeah, so, exactly. It's a $10 experience.
There you go.
Yeah, and of course their first-party games, like, never go on sale, so not hard to believe.
That's true. That's another part of this article is lifetime Nintendo Switch sales for games is at 587
Yeah, because they never go on sale, especially at the first party.
Yeah.
I mean, the third parties, all the time, but the first parties.
Top 5 titles: Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Mario Kart, Super Mario 3D All Stars, Super Mario 3D World, plus Bowser's Inside Fury, and Ring Fit Adventure, all contributed to the major earnings.
I added two of those games, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean. I just bought Pokemon Snap. That's probably going to be a 5-hour game for $60. So, but the thing is, that game is probably gonna only get $40 ever.
It'll never go lower than that. Yeah, that's usually
$40 seems to be the lowest these Switch games go, unless they're published by. I mean, Nintendo published ones,
and it's $40 for like one day a year. So
exactly, it doesn't stay that way for very long. That or you have to buy something else with it. You're not gonna get away scot-free here.
I'm still waiting on Bayonetta 2 to go on sale. That shit is still $60.
I never actually finished Bayonetta 2 on the Switch. I finished Bayonetta 1 on the Switch, but the last time I beat Bayonetta 2 was on Wii U, so it's enjoyable. But I don't know. In a weird way, I still like Bayonetta 1 better. Let's see. Ton of new FPS boosted games for Series S and X. I actually have I'm not going to go through the whole list, but it's a lot. They added...
I was surprised. Very, very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to find out how many they added, but it was like quite a bit. I think it's like 70 some odd games.
Yeah, it's like 70-something.
74 games added.
Yep, out of nowhere. Just like...
As of May 3rd, it's just like, boom. That brings the total up to 97.
They were kind of trickling out before then. It's like, we added 4 games here and 5 games here. And it was like, all right, here you go. Boom. And then just like dropped them all. And it's not bullshit games either. There's some pretty good games on this list.
And a lot of them are like on Game Pass or on EA Play because a lot of them are like publisher based, so EA games and stuff like that. Noticeable ones for me though. Anthem on Series X is at 60 frames now.
Oh my god! If any game needs to, I mean, this is good. I wish if any game needs like a native Series X port, it's that game, which is never going to happen because they already gave up on it.
No, it's not.
Playing it at 60 frames, even though it looks like shit because you have to turn the resolution down to 1S levels or whatever, it's buttery smooth. It's amazing. Worth it. Yeah, definitely worth it.
I'm interested in trying Assassin's Creed, which a bunch of Assassin's Creeds are in here, but the Ezio Collection and Unity are both in here at 60 frames.
Yep.
Which is nuts. I did try Star Wars Battlefront 2 yesterday at 120. Super smooth. That game still looks great.
Yeah, it does.
Even with the dip in resolution, it still looks damn good. But yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition, which, I mean, to be honest, just kind of play that on PC. But, I mean, hey, I remember really enjoying that game. Like, every Far Cry game is 60 frames now. Like, every Far Cry game. Which is absolutely nuts. Hollow Knight is 120 frames now, which is insane. A ton of Lego games are at 120 or 60.
Deus Ex is at 60, which I'm super excited about that because I liked Human Revolution.
I actually never really played that much of this newer Deus Ex. My friend Pedro's at 120.
Haven't touched it at all.
I'm just kind of throwing stuff out there, but Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is at 120.
That's also pretty good. That's
awesome.
That's weird. It's weird to me as somebody who plays a lot of fighting games because they're really before Samurai Showdown. There really has never been any other fighting game.
Wasn't 120, yeah.
Not even on PC. So that's awesome.
I'm surprised this wasn't already at 60 frames with Recore, which I thought was.
It should have been.
Are always pretty smooth. Yeah. Sea of Solitude. I thought it was Sea of Thieves. Shadow Warriors 2, which is good, but again, just
I don't like that game.
Computer. Sleeping Dogs. Oh my god, dude.
See,
I downloaded Sleeping Dogs and did that yesterday. There's an achievement. This is how this helps. There's an achievement for driving for like 3 minutes straight with not hitting anything. It's impossible. Oh, you have to go over 60 miles an hour, or 60 whatever kilometers an hour. You have to stay. I could not get this for anything. Mind you, I haven't touched Sleeping Dogs in like 2 years. I install this bitch, turn on that FPS, I get it immediately. Just because it's so smooth. It's responsive for once. So, I mean,
I love that
not
game.
that it was unresponsive before, but it's so much better now.
That's definitely one of my favorite open world games. And it should have been 60 in the first fucking place. With that definitive edition. When you release a definitive edition at 30 frames, don't even do it. Don't even worry about it. Don't put it out. That's just a waste of everybody's
definitive
time.
Evil Within 2, that's another good one.
Oh, Dishonored. That's right. I think you already said that, though.
Yeah, Dishonored's up there. And lastly, I mean, there's some more on there, but Yakuza 6 is another big one that I thought was crazy. At 60 frames, which is, like I say, that's awesome. I don't know if I'm going to play Yakuza 6 on PC. I tried to play Kiwami 2, on Xbox. I tried to play Kiwami 2 on Xbox, and it looked worse than the base PS4 version. I just feel like they put them on there, but they didn't really go through the motion. It was just literally that.
Yeah, they just slapped it on there.
I will say Judgment looks fantastic.
I can't wait to try it out.
On Series X. It looks noticeably better.
There's been a lot of talk about how, people have been going on about how Xbox is getting all this 120 support and PS5 really hasn't. And I think something that people don't remember and they don't really talk a lot about is the fact that One X supported 120 frames output. There's really only one game that took advantage of it, but it did support that. So when they're, all the older Xbox One games, it's an easy switch for them to just turn that on. Well, relatively easy switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not literally.
It's not literally. So you can just
be like, bloop,
PS4 Pro never supported 120 hertz, never. So they can't put that support into the PS5 if they're just doing backwards compatibility. They have to build the PS5.
Not easily. Version. They have to go in and actually mess with it a bit more.
Right, which is why it's probably not going to happen. So tough luck.
But yeah, Game Pass is looking pretty good. There's a lot of new stuff. You got a lot of options, a lot of that sort of thing. Games with Gold, on the other hand.
Yeah.
I think this is 4 months of.
I think they must be getting ready to get rid of it or something. Because it's been on that thing for the past couple months.
But the Game Pass is so much of a banger, though, every month.
It is. It doesn't make sense for them to put good shit on Xbox Live Gold also. It really doesn't.
Well, I was about to read the list, and I dropped my phone. So, here we go. Armello, which you mentioned earlier, so we're not really going to talk about that one. Dungeons 3, which is a Diablo clone.
Oh, I need to get that.
Lego Batman, which is... A lot of people love Lego Batman, and on Twitter, this is like, oh, Lego Batman. This looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, okay. Lego Batman is probably my least favorite Lego series outside of... I never played the Lego movie games, but I really don't care about those.
Yeah.
And then Tropico 4, which...
Ooh, Tropico.
I feel like we've gotten Tropico...
A lot.
4 already, or like a different Tropico already at one point. I don't care about Tropico.
Yeah, absolutely not.
What is that? Is that like
I think it's a strategy game. It's like a strategy civilization.
Is it like Civilization kind of?
So okay. I know a lot of people love those games, but that's not really for me. So
yeah, not for me. PlayStation Plus, on the other hand, not as good as last month, but better than Xbox. You have Wreckfest, which is the PS5 version. Of Wreckfest, which is just Destruction Derby.
I played on Xbox already. But yeah, go ahead.
Did what? Win a van. Battlefield 5, which, hey,
Yeah.
I mean, cool, if that's your thing. And Stranded Deep, which I may actually give a shot because it looks cool. Kind of looks like A Long Dark, but not in the snowy mountains, but on a island instead. So, yeah, that's your games with gold and PlayStation Plus. So, it's kind of a lukewarm month for me, at least.
But I mean, they already did Final Fantasy VII and all that, so.
That's true. Oh, also today there was a new trailer for Final Fantasy
Intergrade. I didn't watch that trailer.
Part of it, they said it was definitely going to be a PlayStation exclusive, at least for another 6 months.
Wow, really? See, I didn't watch the trailer because I was like, well, I mean, I'm going to get it, so it doesn't matter.
I don't remember the terminology, but yeah, it's at least for another 6 months.
Bullshit! Oh my god.
Yeah.
Everybody was waiting for an announcement and wondering why they haven't announced anything yet, and
that's why they probably extended that exclusivity rights with probably some financial
my god
tradings going on.
I mean, it makes sense because why, especially now when the PS5 version is just about to come out, like why would you allow them to allow Xbox to get a version of this or whatever?
Well, I mean, that just kind of puts more money. It's not like Xbox is going to take away too much from their profits anyway. But I mean, god damn it, I was waiting for that too. But yeah. Well, you'll be waiting another 6 months. It's not like I don't have other games to play though, so I'm fine with that. The other big thing today, it is Judgment Day. We talked about this last week. It was actually 2 weeks ago they announced it, or they started the Judgment Day countdown timer. So we talked about that, and there was, what was the thing? Lost Judgment got a pretty extensive trailer today. It was a 5-minute trailer. I don't know if you watched the whole thing.
I actually didn't see it yet. I saw that it was like released, but I didn't watch it yet.
So the cool thing about it releases September 24th on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, worldwide.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
So, which is awesome. The trailer that they put out for us is in English. It's like they're like, hey, listen to our damn good work here finally. Don't immediately just ignore it. So, I love the English voice actors. And it looks like they're all back.
Well, that's
at
good.
least for Yagami, Takayuki Yagami is the guy's name. I called him Light Yagami last week, which is the. But yeah, this one takes place in Kamurocho, which is the same place as the last time, but it also takes place in Yokohama, which is the same city that they use in Yakuza Like a Dragon. So it takes place between both of those. And it has the main character going undercover at a high school.
Undercover at a high school. I think I read that. In somebody's like little preview or whatever. That's interesting. I'm hoping as a teacher.
I can't imagine him going undercover as a student because he doesn't look like a kid.
I'm hoping it's as a teacher, but yeah.
I kind of hope it's as a student just because that would be hilarious.
Oh my god.
Hi, fellow kids.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that Steve Buscemi.
But see, if it is as a student, there's going to be a slippery slope because you know where that road leads.
Yeah, I know exactly where that road. It's not going to be it's going to be as a teacher or something like that. Or who knows? I don't know.
Early predictions.
I didn't pay too much attention to the trailer. Like I said, it was 5 minutes long. I didn't want to know too much. If that makes sense. So
I still plan on playing Judgment. So I kind of
played through it, man.
I kind of didn't want to watch the trailer either because I just want to watch it for myself. I didn't want him to be like, oh, continuing on from this shit that happened at the end of the game, whatever. So
it doesn't do that. I would recommend watching at least. You don't have to watch the whole trailer, but get the idea. I mean, it's good. I like the fact that they put out our trailer in English, though. That just, to me, I don't know if it was to say, hey, look, this is translated and it's done well. We actually put the effort in to get good people to, and we lip sync too.
It's a good idea, especially for like mass market appeal and everything like that. So that's fine. I'm not going to play with that.
Because I originally because that was the first one that was really like, hey, we're going to put this out in English. I was not down at first. I switched it over and I kept it there. I was like, these guys are good. So I could see a lot of work and passion went into this. So, but yeah, that's it for news this week. It's pretty light week.
Yeah, not a whole lot going on.
You got anything else?
They put out an update for Genshin Impact for PS5 finally.
Which I thought was already out, oddly enough.
They put out an update. So they put out a PS5 version, an actual native PS5 version, but it was not running at 60, which there's really no reason for this game to not run at 60. So they put out a patch recently, like this week or so, that fixes that. So I want to give it another try. Okay. And that is...
I thought it was very smooth when I played it, but then again...
It was smooth in some places and terrible in some other places.
Not at others.
But that's one of the few games I've played recently where I actually liked the English voice acting a lot. I was really surprised because I mean it's a free to play Chinese game, so I figured it was gonna have like terrible fucking English dubbing, but it's actually surprisingly good in Genshin Impact. So that's one good thing about that game. But
let's see. These lists are gonna get a little shorter now. The game's coming soon since we're doing this weekly. I only got 4 games before next week, and that's Baldur's Gate. Actually got a surprise announcement yesterday, and it released today.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Yeah, I'm good.
I actually really like that game, and my wife does too, so we'll probably get it, not for $30. I'll wait to go on sale, and then we'll get it, and we'll play it together probably. I enjoyed that game.
I missed that boat the first time around. I was playing Hunter the Reckoning.
Resident Evil is out today. I think we mentioned that last week, but that's out today as well. A game called Battle Axe I've never heard of.
That game looks amazing. I saw it on Xbox yesterday or something like that, and I think I added it to like my wish list or whatever.
I'll have to look into it. I just saw it on the list. Hey, it looked like Moses on the cover. I'm not sure.
So two of the characters. It's kind of weird because normally in games like that you would have like one female, one old guy, one old wizard, and then like this super buff dude. Yeah, there's 2 old guys with beards, and then like one female.
I'm cool with that. I like old guys as protagonists.
You heard it here first.
Exactly. Mass Effect Trilogy will be out next time we record.
Yeah.
Which I have to beat. I have to beat Root Letter. Or sorry, I keep saying Root Letter.
Root Film.
I have to beat Root Film and Resident Evil before Mass Effect. That's my personal goal for this upcoming week. So, because Mass Effect, I'm gonna be in it. I'm gonna be in it.
It looks really good. I played the shit out of the original, so I'm skipping out on this time.
I'm not. I it's been a while, and I've actually been wanting to go back to it. But that rumor has always been there. Oh, they're going to do a remaster. And I'm just like, I'll wait. I'm the same way with Skyward Sword, man. I want to get back into Skyward Sword so bad, but it's just like, just fucking wait. They're going to have a remaster, and sure enough, they did. Or they're going to.
Same for me.
Subnautica Below Zero also comes out that same day, which I don't care about. In fact, I'm actually averse to because I have a weird fear of things underwater.
Wow. Don't watch the Abyss.
Any sort of kraken or anything like that, I'm like, nope. I nope right out of there. And that's it.
Yep.
Dwight, you got anything else?
That is it for me.
All right. Well, if you're looking at the show notes, where can people find us at? I wrote it in a more streamlined thing.
And I appreciate that it's in a more streamlined housekeeping notes. So you can find us, of course, on all major podcasting services just by searching for Welcome to the Game Room, and on Instagram and Twitter at Gameroom Pod. As we said earlier, this is going to be our last one on YouTube, at least for the time being.
Yeah.
We'll figure out.
Yeah, at least for the time being. I do plan on actually putting videos out at some point. I'm learning slowly how to use the camera I bought. I got to get over my stage fright. I figure if I record just by myself, it's fine. I'm just going to put out some comedy-ish, like, video game videos. I got to learn how to edit better. But, yeah, I mean, we average, like, 3 listeners on YouTube.
We'll figure it out. We appreciate
we average about 24 to... Yeah, exactly. And we do appreciate you, but I know one of them's me, so...
Yeah.
So really, it's not that many. But if you go, actually on our actual RSS feed, it tells me how many people listen, and it's a lot more than that. So like most of them are not getting it from YouTube. So, but yeah, if you've been following us, please on YouTube here, hit us up on
Spotify,
Apple Podcast, or Google Play, or Stitcher, or any of the other ones that I'm on. So
nowadays,
whatever the kids are into nowadays. I think I put us on Spotify. I did because I said that one time, and then we weren't on it. I rectified that. So.
We're on there now.
But with that, dear listeners, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.